Hey there, so today we have another review. This is, I picked this one a while ago. Well, not a while ago, but picked this one along with Hunahpu. And this is Camazotz Imperial Stout. So this is made with cinnamon, vanilla, cocoa nibs, chili peppers, and blackberries. So I guess a blackberry version of Hunahpu. A lot of words. Okay, just a lot of words in blackberry. Yeah, it's like Mayan. What was it, like the heroes and the house of bats and the Mayan bat. Yeah, all that stuff. But there's blackberries in here. Ooh, that is very dark. That is a very dark beer. In like the bright light for the camera, I can see a little bit of like light through it. But as you can see, that's a really nice kind of medium to deep brown. Or tan head, I guess. Completely pitch black, yeah. I don't think I could tell that there's like fruit added, at least color-wise. Not quite, it's just so dark. So let's just get into the nose of this guy. March 12th. So I guess that's Hunahpu Day. This is about they canned this about like a couple weeks before the event. So this is canned about 3 months ago. But I've kept it cold, so things shouldn't be dying off that quickly, at least the adjuncts, right? Smells interesting. You get the underneath kind of cinnamon, the spice, the heat. Like, wow! I took a big sniff and it even hit a little bit here. It hit the ortho-nasal somehow like traveled all the way back there to almost like give a little bit of tingling sensation, unless I'm making it up. But interesting. That might be the cinnamon. I don't know. There's a little bit tingle in there. On the nose, what else? Big, rich. It's got this like really nice kind of like fruit character. That almost reminds me of Bourbon County, and like Bourbon County doesn't have actual fruit to it, but I guess like the combination of the esters and the dark malts sort of like give off this kind of like fruity characteristic, and here you get it. So it's like not punch you over the face blackberries, but it's like a really nice kind of imperial stout that has the complexity of like berries, right? Yeah, Hunahpu with a little bit of like berry note, not that obviously berry, or at least on the nose. Big guy. This knocks in at like Hunahpu's ABV, which is what, like 11, 12. Oh, nice, yeah. It's quite fun. So, I've reviewed Hunahpu for you guys. What's different about this? There's just a light layer of a light fruity acidity. It's almost like it's as if the beer had sat in like wine barrels. But I find that with wine barrels, the beer ends up a little too like acidic and tannic, and it cuts into the beer a little too much. This is like a light, tart, fruity thing that sits underneath. So it's like maybe if like a beer was wine barrel aged or something, huh? Nice smack of alcohol up front, creamy mouthfeel, nice kind of just chocolatey, lingering, desserty qualities, chocolate cake. Espresso, filled in with all that cinnamon, a little bit of like light cinnamon heat, the chili pepper heat, the vanilla helps like meld all the flavors wonderfully together. The cocoa nib. Wow. Yeah, this beer has a lingering kind of almost cloying. I get that with cocoa nibs a lot of times. Almost a cloying kind of chocolate note, which I was like, what is that lingering so far? Sometimes it's just the beer, right? The roasted malt flavors, the residual sweetness of the beer. You just get a lingering kind of chocolate flavor. Here it's like extra chocolate on the finish, right? But nothing out of place. Just like when you see that the ingredients there, you sort of notice these things, right? I will say, I feel like maybe the fruit almost gets in the way of the adjuncts, because the adjuncts are generally for this beer quite subtle. Something like a Braxis of Mexican cake, which I generally prefer, or like more adjunct forward. Hunahpu for me like relies a little bit more on subtlety, and then adding the fruit I feel maybe like detracts from that a little bit. But the fruit's like quite fun. This beer's all about subtlety. Like there's nothing specifically like obviously it's adjuncted, but like in the world of like pastry stout in 2022, where like things have to hit you and smack you on the head. We have pastry sours and pastry IPAs and like the smoothie IPA. Like all the adjunct stuff. Like this is still like somewhat classic in the sense that like it drinks like a beer that was made like 5, 10 years, or maybe more than that, like 10 years ago, or yeah, 5, 10 years ago versus like today, right? And as I keep talking more, like I have to keep looking for that Blackberry because it's really not that obvious. So if you like Hunahpu, like try it out. I wouldn't like go nuts seeking it out, but obviously if you bought Hunahpu, you had the availability to buy this too. I mean, I think when I hit the lottery, you can only get 2 and 2. So I basically got myself like, well, I gave away 2 of the cans. So I basically was able to get 2 cans of Hunahpu instead of 1 can of Hunahpu. This is really just Hunahpu, right? Like, I mean, that's a goal. I maybe wish that was like a little bit more interesting. Yeah, you get up front though. It's quite nice, but it's not it's the most fun way to use Blackberry. It's neither too sweet, acidic, or skin tannic. It's just a little hint. Again, the beautiful analogy would be like if they blended a little bit of wine barrel aged Hunahpu into this beer, and that's what it gives. Like just that little bit of fruit element, a little bit of like vinous wine quality. The Blackberry here is not your kind of like, pastry sour. Like, hey, let's put in like, half the volumes beer of just fruit puree. So it's just like Berliner Weiss and half fruit puree, and it's just thick and chunky. Yeah, there's none of that here. It's like really like gently placed fruit, just like right up on touch of the front of the palate, and like sort of melts in the beer quite nicely. It doesn't actually clash with the beer, so that's fun. So fun stuff. And then if you guys love wine barrel aged beer, then you're gonna like this guy because it has that reminder of wine barrel aged. So check it out. The beer's fantastic. It's still Hunahpu. I mean, yeah, it tastes like what beer was when I got into beer. Stouts these days, they just pound you over the head with adjuncts, which is not necessarily a bad thing. When they do it well, they do it well. But 97, that is Camazotz from Cigar City. Fun variation of Hunahpu. 97, there we go.